Good morning. You're listening to WIFO-FM in Jessup. Big Dog Country Radio, 105.5 FM. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show for this Tuesday morning, the 12th day of April, and it's brought to you by First Southern Bank, by Murphy Builder Supply, Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, and O'Quinney Associates Country Financial.
Hi, I'm Raymond Brown.
And I'm Mandy Yeomans. At First Southern Bank, our customers are like family. As a locally owned community bank, we're dedicated to helping our clients succeed.
We have loans for every need, whether it's personal or business. We have lines of credit, auto loans, equipment loans, and of course, we offer mortgages. Stop by our bank or call us at 912-588-1010 and see how First Southern Bank can help you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings in Wayne County is a popular thing. To dine in or take out for one delicious meal, and with the low great prices, it's simply a steal. Famous for the variety of sauces, mild, wild, insane, or inferno. When it's time to eat lunch or dinner, Damon's Restaurant the place to go. Located in the middle of town on West Cherry Street, yes, Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings simply can't be beat. So next time you're hungry and looking for a great meal, head to Damon's Restaurant and enjoy a great deal. The number to call is easy, 588-WING, 588-9464, the real thing. Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings. Those chicken wings are a very popular thing.
Most people understand the need for life insurance, but not many want to talk about why it's essential to your financial plan. It may seem intimidating, but it doesn't have to be. Don't get overwhelmed. Get started with Country Financial. Call me, Sean O'Quinn, today at 588-1051 and let me work with you to find life insurance that gives you the protection you need at a price you can afford.
Life insurance policies issued by Country Life Insurance Company and Country Investors Life Assurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. The following is an exclusive presentation of Jessup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jessup, 1 minute after 8 o'clock. And good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm here.
You're here. All right. Bob's always here. All right, Ralph, you got to cut that phone off. Hey, Mayor, cut that phone off.
It is off.
All right, we have as a special guest this morning in the studio with us the Mayor of Jessup, Ralph Hickox, and he wanted to come on and talk about what's happening here in the city of Jessup. And Bob, take it away.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Ralph.
Well, like I said, he requested the time, so I'm sure he's got some stuff he wants to talk about. First of all, we'll let him say what he wants to say, and then we'll ask him some questions.
Well, I'm always wanting to talk something good about Jessup. You know I love Jessup, Georgia. Jessup's just a good place to live. We've got a lot of activity going on downtown. We're working on a lot of things about beautification. So I got a lot. What you got, Bob?
Well, I want to go back to the meeting last Tuesday. I mean, Molly Hall, your DDA director, came back to the city in October with a plan to do a project with that old Chamber of Commerce lot. Mm-hmm. And she had the slide presentation, the lighting, trees, oak trees in honor of Sybil Lynn, swings, a walkway. The commissioners gave her permission to do that, to seek the bids. The bid came in $40,000 under the projected budget. The budget was $125,000. The bid was $98,000, so that's $40,000 under the budget. And they voted down 3-2. So the question I asked, y'all went to the retreat. The question nobody answered: Where's that project now? Is it in limbo? Is it done?
Oh, no, not at all. Well, Bob, I can understand how being in the audience how it may appear the way you're talking about. The projects, all three are going to happen. You got three projects that we talked about that night. You're just talking about one, the pocket part, but there's three.
Well, they voted it down 3-2.
No, it was paused. Okay, so what happened on that night was you had three projects.
It wasn't paused. The vote was for the funding, to approve the funding, and they said it was too much money. They voted down.
It's going to happen, Bob. Trust me. Okay?
It's going to happen.
Listen, we got three. Yes, let me get it. We got 3 projects. There's the gateway signs. Now, you remember we had the University of Georgia come in and do that. We asked them to come in with the Carl Vincent Institute to do a study. Things enhance, make Jessup look better.
They voted against the gateway signs, too.
It's going to happen. Listen to me. Give me a second. So, all right. You understand.
You don't have a vote, Ralph. You understand that?
I do understand that.
3-2. What part of that don't you understand? 3-2, no, we don't want this. 3-2, we don't want that.
Bob,
so how's it going to happen when you don't have a vote?
These commissioners, they are very wise with the money. They care about how they spend the money. They don't make decisions. They don't make decisions off the drop of a hat. What happened with the pocket park? And going back to that, there's 3 items though. Let me just point that out. There's the Gateway project. There's the pocket park you're referring to, and then there's the streetscape. All 3 of those are going to happen. But what happened was we had an issue that came up where the streetscape, which is a $2 million project, and it's a grant, it had came back and the contractor mistakenly made an error in their bid to $70,000. Well, they were coming up there to ask us to increase that even though it was a hard bid. So that was the issue the commissioners were very burdened with at the time.
That's the issue that went to the legal issue. You went behind closed doors and back said nothing took place, but apparently you're all going to sue the contractor. So
that's not necessarily the case. As far as the pocket park goes,
I want to go to the streetscape. When they first proposed the streetscape project, all the streets were supposed to look the same. They stated last night that none of the streets are the same. Why is that? Why did they change the design? I mean, I thought when they first came with the streetscape project, like I said, $2 million project, all the streets were supposed to be improved and all looked the same, so it had the same look, and all the streets looked the same.
You're talking
about the streetscape project.
You're referring to the wanting to back it down and put grass on it? We're not going to do that.
No, they said that none of the streets look the same. It's all different. I mean, why is that?
Bob, every person's a little bit different. Every street is not going to look identical, but they have the same theme. So they're all going to have the same theme, the same look. We're not going to back down and do the grass thing they were asking to do. But anyway, back to the question you're asking me. Let me finish your question. All 3 projects are going to happen, but the situation with the board was we had that kind of surprised on us a little bit. And then the other thing about the pocket park, they didn't get the actual numbers. We put budget numbers, but budget numbers are not a hard number. With the city, unlike with the county government, the city, we may put a number on there for budget. They still have to bring it back for approval. So it still had to come approval.
That's what she did Tuesday night, and they voted it down 3-2. That's what she was there for, the approval. She said, "Here's the project. It's $40,000 under budget.
Yes,
let's go with it." And they said, "No, it's too much money." And Charlie Armstrong says, "We're spending too much money." I got news for you. When you make a comment like that, don't go spend money on a retreat when you got places here to have a retreat. I mean, I thought the city had plenty of money.
We're in good shape. Yeah, we're in good shape.
How good a shape is the city?
Will you let me finish one question at a time, Bob? I'm trying so hard to answer this question.
I know he's trying hard.
I'm trying hard. Okay, so the situation with that is that we do not. I don't know if you noticed this, but the city doesn't amend the agenda at the meeting. We don't vote on things that we don't have in our packet in advance. I can tell you as a commissioner, some of the biggest mistakes that I ever made was because it got put on the agenda last second. You make a decision you hadn't had time to think about. The problem that happened with the pocket park was that the dollar amount for that, and it might be a great number, but the dollar amount that was put on there weren't put on there until right before the meeting. And we had commissioners. Again, these commissioners are very serious about taking they take your money very serious. So even if it's a great idea, and even if it's the right number, if it's not put to them in time, they got time to research it, they're not going to vote for it at that time. And what you've seen commissioners who were not willing to make that vote at that time until they had time to research to make sure. It doesn't matter if it was at $93,000 and the budget was set at $120. Until wait a minute, I'm sorry.
$125.
Yes, I'm sorry.
That was her budget. $125.
But it still has to be approved.
Right, and that's what look.
We hadn't seen it in advance.
So what you're saying, Ralph, is you just some of the city commissioners wanted to spend more time studying.
They want to study, yes.
Since they saw all those things at the last moment.
They didn't vote to table it. They voted to not fund the project.
I've talked to every commissioner. I can tell you this.
I was there Tuesday night. We had it on tape. We played the tape. We had the vote. We can play the vote again if you want to.
No,
the vote was 3-2 against funding the project.
You know what 3-2 means, Bob?
It means you lose.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does.
Not with City of Jessup, it don't. City of Jessup, you have to have 4. You have to have 4. It's not. If you get 4, it's done. It's done one way or done the other. But 3-2 is a locked vote. So it will come. It means it will come back up again in the next meeting. Did you know that? You have to have 4.
I hope it comes back because, like I said,
all 3 projects
looks like a good project.
They are.
That's what everybody's confused about. I mean, she came back in October. You gave her the permission to bid the project. The bid comes in $40,000 under the budget. Everybody on the DDA was in favor of it, and they turned it down. And the vote was 3-2, not to table it. The vote was 3-2 against the funding.
You're the commissioners.
That was the vote Tuesday night. I got on tape. We played the vote.
I was there.
And you said your comment was, where does that leave us? And Stanley Toss says it leaves us with an ugly city. That's what he said.
You got commissioners very concerned.
He was not happy.
No, he's not. He's not happy because
why? Because he's under the same thing. He's understanding the same thing I'm understanding, that they voted down.
No.
So when do you think it'll come back up for vote?
Next meeting.
Next meeting,
and it's going. I'm telling you that we're going to do that. We're going to do this. The commissioners are for doing the signs coming in the city. They are for doing the streetscape, and they are for doing the pocket park. But they're going to do it on the best price. They're going to do it in the right manner in which it comes before them, and they got time to look at the numbers and see, make sure the numbers something they agree with. Just because you've got $125,000 in a budget, does that mean we want to spend it necessarily if we can get a better price? No, we want to look at it. Can we do it even better? Can we give even better value to our citizens?
So you're going to rebid it when it came in $40,000 on the budget?
It's not. Most of that's being done in the house, Bob. So it's not really a bid like the pool is. Pool was a bid. Those were estimated numbers. Most of that's going to be done by our own. We got some really skilled people in our
she had
in
the
our
slide
workforce.
Presentation. She had the bid. The bid was just turned down 3-2.
The number.
The project looked like a good project.
The number.
Talked to several people on the DDA. They were upset. They couldn't understand why they turned it down.
The numbers the problem was the numbers were handed to us right before the meeting, and I'm telling you, I'm a firm believer of this. You don't make the decision on anything that comes before the board that day. If it wasn't, everything is supposed to be in the agenda packet 24 hours before the meeting. If it's not in that packet 24 hours before, I think it's unwise for us to vote for it.
It's on the agenda.
Doesn't matter. The numbers weren't there, Bob. The numbers of how much it wasn't on there.
So the city commissioners are the ones who make the vote. So. Yeah. When you're feeling that the next time, your next meeting that you have,
I'm very confident.
Basically from the retreat and the comments that you've made, is the fact that they will vote for the park to be done. We just don't know what the final figure is right now.
They're going to vote. I have all confidence talking to them. There was no commissioner is against the pocket park. No commissioner is against the streetscape. No commissioner is against the gateway signs. They're about getting it done for the best price for the citizens of Jessup and making sure it's what we want. It doesn't matter if we have a $30 million budget. We're still going to expect that every item in the budget come back before the commission and make sure when the bid goes out that it comes back and we approve bids. We do approve all the bids.
Well, so you feel the park's going to be done. Tell us about the signs. What's going to happen with them?
It's going to be voted on. I feel very confident they're going to vote for that to happen in the next meeting.
How much is that going to cost?
That's I think it was $83,000.
And how many signs?
It's on the east and west side, Jessup. There's a rendition that was in the Carl Vincent Institute, the beautification of Jessup. It welcomes you into Jessup. These 2 big signs with landscaping, just part of the beautification. Between that, the pocket park, which again, Bob's going to happen, and the streetscape is something that we take very serious about beautifying Jessup, making Jessup a better place. As far as the streetscape all looking identical, it's hard to make it look identical because the streets aren't identical. But they do have the same theme. Now, the backing off part of adding grass to save that money, I personally don't see the commission downgrading us down to grass. If it was going to do that, we'd put sidewalk and grass. We don't want that. We want streetscape or hardscape there. And that's what I think you're going to see happen.
All right. So when's your next meeting?
It's the middle of the month. I don't have that in front of me.
Okay, so
next
we'll
Tuesday.
find out exactly what's going to happen then based on the information that you've given us this morning and probably things that y'all talked about at the retreat. Then we'll find out what's going to happen because they've had plenty of time now to take a look at all the budgets.
Yeah, you're going to see
and the details and the amount.
I'm very confident.
Okay. All right.
So, what else do we have, Bob? You got a whole list of it like I do.
How about the pool?
How about the pool?
No bids on the pool. Why no bids on the pool?
It had to do with verbiage in the contract that we put out. So one of the reasons we met over on Jekyll Island was we had a contractor meeting us over there to show us several possibilities of what we can do. The board is extremely serious about the pool, especially Commissioner Harvey. He's kind of the point person on this thing. So we met over there. We went and looked at several pools. A little different than what I thought. I thought we were just going to take the pool as it sits and basically put some gun tie on or whatever, and go with it. But they got ideas to do something a little nicer. Maybe a zero entry, maybe some lower areas of it where you more like a waiting area, so that you can put your kids in there and really enjoy it. They have a lot of things we looked at, but we looked at different options. But as far as the contract, we didn't get any. We put it out for bid and we got no replies. Well, one of the contractors were there, so we could at least ask the questions of what was the problem, and the problem turned out to we put a standard government issue type bid out where 90-day pay, that kind of thing, and then where you had to have the workforce you had to be. Maybe had to have driver's license and stuff like that. And that was a challenging issue for some contractors, especially in that field. So we learned that we probably have to take and ease the restrictions on that to make sure that all of them. Why do they have to have a driver's license? We learned what we needed to change in the contract so we could get some qualified but some very good price bids. So we're going to be letting that back out very soon. And hopefully we'll get some good bids on that.
This is just going to be a pool for people to swim in, right? This isn't going to be a competitive pool.
No.
Right? Let me ask you a question, because for the last several months, the story was we're going to get together with the city, we're going to get together with the county and the school board. We're going to have these joint conversations about the vision of a pool. Where is it going to be? Where we're going to build it? Who's going to upkeep it? Where are those meetings at? I've yet to see a meeting. Ed Jeffers says they had a meeting, but I wasn't invited to the meeting.
Yeah,
why isn't there because to me, the school has more of a vested interest because they've got a school swim team. So the question is, and the vision is, and the hope is from all the people I talked to about a pool, they want a competitive pool that's going to be built somewhere so people can go and have swim meets and competitive meets, and that's what they want. So where are those conversations, and when are the three governing bodies going to get together and come up with a plan that satisfies the community's need for a competitive pool?
Well, to begin with, just back up a second. Service strategies.
Harvey's content on just building this pool that it's going to be all one
recreation,
right?
Yeah, recreation pool.
But that doesn't answer
a community pool, really.
Exactly.
I don't even want to say recreation. But let me say this though: you got to understand that the city's job is not to provide recreation. When we separate out the responsibilities, when we divide the lost money out, who does what, the county is the one that actually provides the recreation part. It's part of the service delivery strategy. And my understanding, there has been talk between the entities. Your administrative managers, they've talked. I've talked with some people that we all have talked about it. It appears that, and I hate to throw this out there too quick, but it appears like that's one of the items that they're going to place on the SPLOST is for fun. You got to fund it. It's going to be something like that. It's like $3.5 million.
Right. It's not just funding. It's going to be who upkeeps it. That's what I keep telling people.
It would be the county because again, the way the service delivery strategy is set up is, we have things we take, the county has things they take, or the county government has things they take. Recreation, providing recreation is the county.
That's why they want the joint meeting, because I said the school has a vested interest.
They do.
So you need to get them on board. You
need the whole community on board. $3.5 million. You got to have everybody on board with that.
So, like I said, where's the meetings? I've yet to see a joint meeting of anybody getting together and having a conversation.
We probably have meetings.
I'm talking about Bill Harvey has said for months, we're going to get them all together and have this conversation and all get together. They've yet to have it. We're talking almost a year. So that's my question. Where's the meetings? Let's have it at the auditorium. Let's have everybody come together. Let's have a discussion on what we're going to do. What's the cost? That's the first thing you got to find out. What's the cost? Then you got to find out what the upkeep is. Then you got to find out who's going to help pay for it.
Right.
Are all three going to jump in and pay for it annually? Those are the conversations that have to take place. Those conversations have not taken place. They've talked about it for a year now. We're going to have these meetings. We're going to get together with the school system. We're going to get together with the county. No, it hasn't taken place
Bobby,
yet.
you do
so
have
the
a
question
committee.
is, why hasn't it taken place?
The city has a committee about pools. The county has one about it. Mickey Thompson's been working very hard, along with a group of people that was appointed by the county.
You know what I was saying? Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Why don't we get together and make decisions? If it's what everybody wants,
you got to fund it, Bob. And my understanding. I'm answering your question. The word I'm getting, we have there. You got both boards have a committee to address the pool issue. They both do, and there's been numbers been ran. We know about what's going to cost to do. We know roughly what's going to cost.
What's it roughly going to cost?
If you want a Cadillac, if you want an indoor competition level pool with I'm heading there. Give me a second. You are rushing the crap out of me this morning. To have this. No, it's not. I'm telling you. I got to tell you what you're getting. If it's like if you ask me how much for a car. Well, Bob, I can get you a car for $10,000. It might be a piece of crap, or I might get you a Porsche. It's okay. But if they're wanting a competition pool, this covered that is heated and has a heated therapeutic area. If you want that, it's going to be around $3 to $3.5 million.
And so that's probably going to be a splash thing. It sounds like the city of Jessup looked like that they were not going to get anywhere with a big community pool and to help with that. So, I mean, not community, but a competition pool. And so Bill Harvey and the city said, well, we've got this area. We've got it. Let's just make a community pool. We can do that, all right, because the city of Jessup itself doesn't have a swim team. The school does with their swim team. Recreation does with the Piranhas. And so the city of Jessup says, all right, we've got this area. Maybe we can make a community pool here.
Exactly.
And then see what happens in the future with a competition pool. That's kind of the impression I got from Bill and the folks that were involved in.
And that was the discussion.
Saying, all right, we're going to do this. And then see what happens with the competition pool with possibly a splosh in the future. Yeah,
and that was a discussion. That's why we went over there. And that's what we was looking at. If you see the level, I'm real proud to see Jessup what they do in Cracker Williams. Every day I go by there on the way home, and I see all these kids that just enjoying that park. And this is just a continuation of that. They want to finish this pool. They're very passionate about finishing it. But what does the city of Jessup? What does the city of Jessup citizens need out of a pool? You know, like you said, the school needs the competition pool. We don't really. That's not something really we need as a city of Jessup. We need something where our citizens can go and carry the kids and jump in the water and play and have a good time. That's what. So that's the
kind of like a park pool.
It is. That's what we're doing. You know, I want to see a competition pool too. That we don't know exactly. We're kind of budgeting.
What were the bids?
I'm just saying we didn't get a bid because of the verbiage. But we think we're looking at somewhere around
400,000.
Yeah, we're budgeting in that area. We're talking about that amount. We're hoping.
Are they going to add the splash pad to it? Unless people want.
That's what I want. I don't know. That's why I'm all in for a splash pad. I might get out there myself. You know.
Yeah. You sure, Ralph?
Yeah, heck yeah. Man, I get out there and get my little Bermuda shorts on and get out there and run around with the kids, jump in the water, and get a lot of fun.
Right.
But, the dance, I see your notes over there. The streetscape, all that stuff, it's going to happen. But the meeting that you came to, some of the stuff was added at the last second. We just don't make rash decisions at the last second. I don't believe in amending the agenda and then trying to vote on it without giving people time to talk about it. And neither does the commissioners on this board. They just don't.
All those items were on the agenda, Ralph. The park of the chamber was on the
agenda.
Numbers
were
well, the questions would be asked the commissioners. They're the ones who voted. It sounds like Tim said, I wasn't involved with this back then. I want to study a little bit more. And I don't know about the other two.
That's exactly what you're saying is what I keep trying to say, is that it's not a matter of, if you ask me right now, it's a no. But if you let me have time to look at the numbers and make sure the numbers account and that they're best decision for the city of Jessup, then it most likely is a yes. But if you ask me that vote right now, that's what happened.
So you as mayor of the city of Jessup strongly feel that the park's going to be done, the signs are going to be done, and the streetscape's going to be done once y'all get all the details worked out and all the commissioners feel they have all the information far enough in advance to make a good yes or no vote.
Absolutely. Let me tell you something. This is a very unified board. They care very much about representing their district, and they're going to be wise with the money. but they are very unified. And I can tell you from my talking to the commissioners that they're all about the beautification, and I expect to see all three of those projects happen very quickly, including the pool.
Okay. Now, when you requested to come on the air, you want to talk about some of the positive things that are going on in the city of Jessup. The floor is yours.
Okay. Well, let's talk about living in the city of Jessup and the value of it. You know, I was talking to Commissioner Cockfield, and he pointed out something I thought was a good analogy. You know, the fact that if you live in the city of Jessup, what does it cost to live in Jessup? You pay your taxes, right? That might range if you break it down into a daily break it down daily and based upon what the value of your house is, from 50 cents to the most maybe $1.50 a day. That's what it costs. So what exactly value do you get for that $1.50 a day? And that's a maximum, right? Just think about it. First of all, if you live in say Madre Springs, and you know we got some great sheriff, but you know we got a big county, huge county. If you had somebody beating on your door trying to break in, it could, if the officers on the other side of the county, take quite a while to get there. But one of the luxuries of living in Jessup is we have 32 full-time professional police officers who are highly trained, and they're within probably 2 minutes of you, less than 5 miles. Odds of you having this happen, you pick the phone up. What is it worth to know that within a matter of minutes that you're going to have someone there to protect you? That's something that you have, an extra service. In addition to, we're also part of the county too, so we have that also. But you have this extra service, and that's part of what that's paying for. In addition to that, but every one of our biggest investment normally is purchase of your home. And then you got your family in that home, and God forbid, but you have a fire, and this is threatened your personal effects, your home, and your family. Jessup has 17 full-time firefighters on staff that are trained. We're well equipped. We got pumper trucks. We are well equipped, and they're within less than 5 miles, no matter where you at in Jessup. Really less than that because we got 2 stations. And we're going to continue to have 2 stations, by the way. What's it worth to know that within a matter of a couple minutes that they're going to be there to try to help and save your home and save you out of that? And that's just 2. I'd be willing to bet that most anybody, if somebody come to your door today and said, "Hey, let me sell you this insurance policy for $1 a day, we can guarantee you this and this," you'd probably say that's a great deal.
So you're talking about the benefits of the police protection, the fire protection.
That's just part of it. Almost every road in the city of Jessup's paved and maintained. That's something to be said. That is.
Now, I've lived in the city and the county, and of course in the city you don't have to worry about having a well and the maintenance of that. You don't have to worry about having a septic tank and the maintenance of that.
That's right.
Because you
clean
have
water.
Clean water in the sewer. Yeah.
You got the road department. You got crack. We just mentioned you got parks within walking distance. Almost anywhere you live in the city, there's some pocket park or some park somewhere. Cracker Williams somewhere. You got the vibrant life of downtown. You know, downtown Jessup. I know one of the guys that owns one of the businesses in downtown Jessup. He's a good guy. What's his Ralph Hickox? But you got a vibrant downtown. There's all kind of shopping opportunities in Jessup. Jessup is really a good place to live. You know, when I go off GMA, I go to these places and I tell them where I'm from. I'm from Jessup, Georgia. I say, you know, Jessup is God's country. We're only one letter short of Jesus. You check that P and pop it out and put an S in there. Jesus, it's God's country, and I'm proud to be from Jessup. Anyway, talking about positive things, the police. Last year we promoted Chief Morgan. He's doing a great job. We just had 2 new promotions to lieutenant. The police department is doing a great job. Fire department, again, they're doing a great job. We got 17 on duty there. We're going to have, by the way, working with the county. That's something that we're working hard to do. The sheriff and the city has just reinstated the drug, but have reinstated the Joint Task Force for Drugs to try to combat that issue because that is a major issue that we got to deal with. Another issue. It was I was in the meeting. It was less than a 1-hour meeting to negotiate the ISO agreement. It didn't take long at all because everybody in the room, county and city, had the heart of working together. And so now, something that Jessup's always responded to to calls in unincorporated areas of the county, even though its equipment belongs to the city and it's payroll from the city. We've always done that. But just recently, we had the issue where they told us if we didn't keep 4 in the city of Jessup, that we would lose our ISO rating, which for those that don't know ISO, that's the ratio of what determines your insurance. And if you lose that and go to a 10, it's going to cost you a lot more money for your insurance. So we couldn't afford to do that. It was a problem. It was a problem really of the counties because they're the ones that really would go like to a 10. But we sat down, come up to a number that was fair. We're fixing to add. The county's going to join us with that. We're going to add in 6 new firefighters, which will allow us to not only maintain the coverage of at least 4 people in the city at any given time, but it'll also allow us to have 4 we can send out to anywhere in the unincorporated area like we've been doing. And the county's paying for 2. And again, we're still providing 2 on our own, and we always have. So
Okay.
so working together is actually something that we have on a lot of levels. It's been happening.
Okay. Ralph Hillcox in here, the mayor of Jessup. We got about another minute. What else positive thing you want to say about the city of Jessup, Mayor?
Well, the retreat, I tell you something I want to talk about. I want to talk about accountability and transparency. Something I love. Yeah, if you ask me what I love about my first experience being mayor was that I was amazed at the fact that the reason why the city is in good financial condition, Bob, is because the budget is so transparent, and we amend on a lifetime basis. So when we have a budget, we put a budget out, but then as the money's spent, it's approved too, and it's very clear. And if a budget changes, that amended budget is done lifetime, monthly, not 3 months after the year ended. And then when you keep that kind of accountability, you're able to be more thrift and save money. The city does a very good job, has a track record of doing a very good job of handling the people's money very soundly. And I'm proud of that effort.
Well, you've seen it on both sides. You've seen it from the county,
I
you've seen it
have.
from the city, and this is some of the things that you've seen that's kind of new to you.
And this is not a knock at all.
Right, it's just the different ways of doing it.
It can be done this way, both ways. It's just simple as it's as simple as just if you need to amend the budget, you sometimes things cost more. Sometimes you can save, but you put that straight out there and you ask for it to be amended live time. It really makes a huge difference. That and another thing, I was all about when running. I have I have these things I want to try to encourage the commissioner to join in on and let's do. But the one part I hadn't even crossed my mind is the events I go to, and I got invited to go speak to a 3rd grade class at Martha Rawls, and I thought, okay, well, I'm going to talk to a class. I had never done that before, and I get there, but I'm not. I'm talking to the entire school. And so all these kids are, they give a microphone after I give my little spiel about what a mayor does, and so the kids get to ask me questions. And now that's interesting. You get the elementary kids ask questions, but they ask the tip question of how do you become mayor and what do you do as mayor? But then they start asking stuff like, do I have bodyguards? Do I have a Learjet? And, yeah. I tell you what, I'm doing.
I'm not the president.
No, I'm not. I'm not. But the kids have a whole different concept of. But it's fun to go out and interact with the children and to tell them, to let them know how the government really does work and how they can at some time in the future and should be willing to be wanting to participate and have that in their mind. They can be. That's the beauty of the United States is you can participate in your government and help form what kind of community you have.
Okay. Well, Ralph, we appreciate you coming in this morning. Anytime that you want this mic here, it's open to you. You're the one that called us and said, I want to get on here and talk. We appreciate your comments and your input, and we look forward to the next city council meeting to see if the things happen that you feel is going to happen.
Well, I'm very grateful that we have the radio station in Jessup. Not a lot of communities, as one community, have a radio station that's committed to it like y'all are. And it's I know y'all hear this from our state representatives, and it's really the truth what they say. We are blessed to have y'all here. Y'all have always let me come on, and I've never hesitated to come on and talk about stuff. So I like that dialogue. If you got a question about whatever government I'm a part of, that I'll come and I'll answer you as best I can, straightforward. But anyway, thanks, Bob, and thanks, Butch. I appreciate you guys, what y'all do for our community.
Have a good day.
You too.
All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by First Southern Bank, by Murphy Builder Supply, by Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, and by O'Quinn & Associates Country Financial.